Well, good morning, folks, and welcome to another little scouting episode here at Real Country with Jeff and Melanie. Bow season is still about a month away in the state of Alabama, but now's the time you do all your work. And right now, I'm on our back 40, what I call it. And it's been about a week, give or take, since our last video. Meant to do it a little quicker, trying to make an effort to do more videos, and we're going to get there. But just wanted to come back here and see how everything's going. I've noticed a few acorns have fallen since last week, and as I hope you could tell in that last little bit of footage before I started running my mouth, the leaves are starting to fall. Not a whole lot. As you can see around me in the canopy, let me swing around. But basically everything's still pretty and green. But let's see if I can zoom in on a few of these. As you can see, if I can get them, there's a few right there. They're starting to turn brown. Combination of it's just that time of year, and we've had so much heat and dry that some of the early ones are starting to bust loose. Let me step a little bit deeper down here, and you can see squirrels are already cutting into the hickory nuts to get the tender seed out of them. So it won't be long. The weatherman keeps talking crazy stuff depending on who you listen to. Some say we're going to have a hot, rainy winter. And some say down here where we are, kind of middle Alabama on the Georgia line, that we may have a little bit cooler and wetter. I'm hoping for the cooler and wetter. I'm trying to work on slowing down the drunk cam. But like I said, we're a month away, and like I said, the acorns are just beginning to fall. the scuppling vines, wild scuppling vines, most of the fruit of them are gone. So right now, I came out here last week and just trying to get a feel pretty much how the land is, how the traffic is, and hopefully, ouch, I'm between a 250 and a 300-pound man, and when my big foot steps on them twigs and they pop, it's loud. But hopefully I'll be figured out which way the traffic is. It changes from year to year. I'll be picking me out a tree or two to sit in and watch. And maybe we can film some deer hunting when the time's right and get us some deer meat. Because this is a hardwood bottom on the back end of my property, we have this constant canopy. So as you can see here on the ground, not a whole lot of undergrowth. And the deer will come in here, and as you can probably tell right here, they're still looking for food that fell last year, and anything fresh, they'll paw it up, flick it around. Now behind our property, not actually on our land, a little creek runs through. And it's not ours, so I don't hunt it. I stay off of anything that's not ours. But let me turn this around where I can see. There we go. Oh goodness. If the deer come back on the property behind ours and hit that little creek to get them a drink, a lot of times they like to feed up this hill, which is my property, and they'll come up here looking for acorns. And right here, I hope that wasn't too bad, right there, and that biggest tree right over there, those are white oaks. And this one fell loose already, a little premature, but that's basically a white oak. Big acorn. And the deer love them. I believe that's white oak. White or red oak, I'm thinking it's white. I may be wrong, if I am, correct me. But we'll put that back down, let another one get the chewing on it. That the deer will come off behind our property is, I believe, about 20 or 30 acres, which is mainly a swamp. Nobody lives back here. Creek, swamp runs through it. I don't believe and hope there'll ever be houses back here. We out in the county, but somebody would have to spend millions and millions of dollars and then do whoever buys the land an injustice by bringing in truckloads of dirt to fill it in and pack it, and then tell them, oh, it's good land. And after they build them a house, the property would start settling and eroding and be an ugly mess. So hopefully they'll never do that, and hopefully we can enjoy it as long as we're here. But yeah, our property's kind of a weird pie shape. Goes back to a point down in there and ends. But like I said, the deer travel this little corridor, and then they move up, come up the hill, and they like to bed behind my garden. They feel safe. And by doing that, they stay out of the roads, they stay out of people's yards, They feel safe, they have a little bit of eating. Then when they get up and get to moving, they can travel around and do what they want. But tomorrow, if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, let me turn this back around. We're going to try to take a trip to the other property that we're going to be deer hunting in Georgia. And we're actually going to try to deer hunt. Deer season has been in Georgia now for about 2 weeks. But it's just been so doggone hot. And I love to hunt, but where we live, it's not fun. When you go and you wake up in the morning and get up a tree and it's 75 to 78 degrees when the sun comes up. And if you stay in the stand at 10 or 11, you're soaking wet with sweat. And you're pushing 95s. But this week, we've had a little change, thank goodness. And this week, our highs have been running about 85. And our nighttime temps, we actually had 1 or 2 nights that we got down in the upper 50s, low 60s. And that is heaven for down here. So, if everything goes all right, hopefully we'll have a video coming your way in a day or two of a little attempted deer hunting. Like I said, this is a new piece of property. I'm not very familiar with it, but it does have a lot of wild hog sign. And hopefully we might get a hog between now and gun season. Now come gun season, I really believe we'll stand a good chance of killing a lot of hogs. But right now, we're looking for a big fat doe. Anything else is gravy. Extra, won't turn it down, but we just want to kind of get the lay of the land, figure out where to hunt and get serious. Because before you know it, October gun season will come in Georgia. And when people around where we're hunting starts hunting, that'll get the deer up and get them moving. And hopefully we'll have a good chance. I would love to stock our freezers full and take you on some good times, adventures. But anyway, playing with the camera, switching hands. Like I said, this is just a little follow-up. I have seen some sign in here that the activity has picked up behind the house. I know many nights now I've been hearing my dogs in the backyard fussing after the sun goes down. So that tells me we're getting more traffic. And another thing I need to be doing out here, I walk a double-edged sword on my property. There's things we want to do just for regular life, and there's things I need to do to try to hunt. And I don't want to make a lot of racket, as you can probably tell by my talking. We don't want to spook the animals away. But I've got to get out here next few days to week. And I may have mentioned this before, but I got this tree I cut last year and it's ready to be turned into firewood. It should be seasoned and ready to rock. I just need to cut it up and then go split it and stack it. And we have talked about this for some time now. We really want to get back in this area for privacy and peace and quiet, and work on a little outdoor kitchen / country club. And I've got some material out here, but there again, just getting older. I can do it, but it just ain't fun to be out here in 100-degree weather. And you can't breathe, you stay soaking wet with sweat. So this fall, I'm going to get out here and at least we're going to try to build a shelter that we can cook under. And that way, if we get out here to do any kind of cooking, if a cloud comes up, we don't have to stop in the middle. We'll have, a little place to set, a fire ring. And little by little, I'm going to have to start doing one little project at a time. And that way we can enjoy ourselves and try to stay on the back end of the property. City's trying to encroach on us as hard as they can. I'm sure this is going on all over the country. We've been out here 20 years, and we moved out here to get away from the town, to enjoy as close to a farming life as we could. But everybody else that moves in the general area, they want to bring town out here. And so it's nowhere near as nice as it should be. People come out here and want to blast music and rev motors like they're at a racetrack and scream and holler and just generally act silly. And if things don't change, it may not be too long. We may be looking for somewhere else to go. You got to go deeper in the woods. But the way the world is, cost of everything's going through the roof. Food's getting hard to come by. When I used to could run to one store and pick up a grocery list, now I have to run to 5 to 6 to 7. And we're paying double to triple for almost everything. And what we're getting is not good quality. Miss Melanie had to work late one night this week. I mean extremely late. So I was going to try to help us out for supper and hit a local restaurant, bring it home early. And then when she got home from her late job that night, we just throw it in the microwave and warm it up and have a good supper. I had to repeat a very simple order at this restaurant 3 to 4 times. I was never asked, can I take your order? We just kind of had a stare down. I had to explain the order 2 or 3 times. And we're talking about a sandwich and fries. It wasn't complicated. We didn't ask to add anything or delete anything. But it literally took between 3 to 5 times to basically order 3 sandwiches and 2 fries. And the attitude of everyone in the restaurant was like, I shouldn't be there, and how dare I come in and mess up their playtime. And as I left, then I got to looking around and noticed there was no one in the restaurant but me, and only one car about to leave the drive-thru. People are tired of bad attitudes. People are tired of poor service and not a good value for your money. When I was growing up and dating, 30, 40, well, we've been married 35 years. So 36, 37 years ago, we could go out and just grab a hamburger for less than $8 to $10. I mean, we dropped over $25 for this, and it wasn't fitting to eat. So this just makes us want to quit giving our hard-earned money to people that don't appreciate it. And it's not just the restaurant we stopped at, and I'm not going to mention their name because it is a big chain. But we have just about every normal chain around us, from fish to chicken to pizza to hamburgers, sandwiches, and it's all of them. We're really just going to start cooking more at the house. We're going to start raising everything we can raise and hunting fish, because if we do it, we're going to try to make sure it's right. We're not going to fix ourselves garbage or things that can get us sick. You know, nobody wants to have bad food. Nobody should have to have bad food. So it just takes us a little bit more time. But hey, it'll be fresh when we sit down to eat. We know it's not sick, stale, poisoned, hair in it, plastic in it. And I believe in the long run we'll be a whole lot better off. We already have our own chickens. We have our own eggs. We collect the eggs, incubate them, hatch out new babies. We have quail we do the same thing with. And in the past, we've had hogs. We've even raised and bottle fed a calf from 2 days old till it was grown. We can do it on this property. And if we ever leave this property, hopefully, we'll have a lot more land. So just things to think about. Life's too short to be treated like by dirt by people. And we shouldn't be out there treating other people like dirt. There's no respect in this world anymore. Every time you go to town, people try to run you over. Everybody's in a hurry. Nobody thinks about how quickly you can die in a car crash. And with the price of vehicles nowadays, I wouldn't be in a hurry to get mine banged up. And to be honest with you, I don't know where I'd go to find a competent repairman that could do the repair work, or how long it'd have to be in the shop. And would it ever be right when I got it back? Because nowadays, just like with the food industry, the repair industries, people don't take pride in what they do. If you can find somebody good, you better hang on to them. I know. It's hard to find people that will just do what you pay them to do. But anyway, folks, that's enough of me preaching. The older I get, I'm afraid the grumpier I'm getting. And it's not that I want to be grumpy, it's just I've been here long enough to remember when things were good. And it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to be friendly, to say please and thank you. You know, to be nice, be courteous. It don't make you less of a man to say yes sir or no ma'am, or hold the door for a lady, or hold the door for an elderly person, or somebody that's got their hands full with a baby. Our lives shouldn't be that big a hurry. So, just things to think about while we're doing it. If you want the world a better place, everybody needs to start behaving, get the chip off your shoulder, and slow down. Enjoy what we got, because it's speeding by quick. But coming up, y'all stick with us. This was just a little walkthrough video. Tomorrow, we hope to be up a tree and showing you a little hunt. Got another little surprise we're going to show you next upcoming video. We went to a yard sale a while back and got a little boat. So I'm going to show you that and tell you what our plans are for it. I'm going to do a little bit of work on it, not a whole lot, because it's pretty much ready to go. But I'm hoping to take you in the next few weeks and let's slip off and try to catch some catfish and maybe catch some crappie. And then with that, hopefully we can show you some good recipes for cooking some fish. But folks, thanks for bearing with me and watching this. Hopefully you enjoyed a little walk through the woods. Hopefully I didn't do drunk cam too bad. We're working on it. We'll try to get better. And if you like the little videos, please hit the like and subscribe. Tell your friends. It don't cost nothing to subscribe, but it can help us out. The more subscribers we get, the more trips we'll be able to take. We got some coming up. And until next time, good Lord's willing the creek don't rise. We'll see y'all down the road. Thanks for dropping by. Have a good day.